new boxer that came in yesterday. This is Tebow. And I just put a prong collar on him. I'm going to introduce it, but if you've followed my page for a while, you know that when I introduce a prong collar to a dog that's never worn a prong collar before, I introduce it inside out with the prongs facing outward first. I'm not going to do that with him because his owners have used one a couple of times already with him. Not often, because they knew he was coming to training and they felt more comfortable letting me introduce it. So he knows the sensation already after the few times that he's used it, but we're going to skip the first step since he's already used to it and get into just introducing the tool and showing him that he needs to pay attention to leash pressure. When he feels tension on the leash and tightness from the collar, he needs to yield instead of throw his weight into it like you saw in the previous video of him walking on his flat collar. He came in way out front, pulling, dragging, throwing all his weight into his flat collar on the bottom of his neck, and you can hear him going with all of his weight into that flat collar. So a very difficult walk. The owner's arm and my arm in the previous video way out front, holding on for dear life, lots of tension on the leash, lots of tension on the collar, on his neck. So we want to fix that. We want him to start seeing the leash as a communication tool, and that you don't pull your very hardest to get to where you want to go. That you need to take direction through the leash from the person at the end of the leash. Right now, he doesn't care who's at the end of the leash. He cares about where he wants to go and what he wants to smell and getting there as fast as he can. So, I think he's also worn himself out a little bit. So, we're going to get started. Come on, buddy. Hey. So all I'm doing right now is walking back and forth. He's not in tune with me, so when I turn, he's not noticing, and he's continuing on in his direction, and he's giving himself a correction on the collar. I'm not doing a lot of pulling on the collar. I just want him to start paying attention and realizing that this collar gives him feedback. You haven't heard any yelping or crying or anything like that. Good. So not pulling it hard. getting a little softer. That's what we want. Again, I'm not taking him for a walk right away. Just introducing the tool, introducing the concept of you pull, you feel tension, you need to yield. We call that leash pressure. So tension on the leash means yield to the leash, like a rider would do on a horse with horse's reins. You pull back, that means you need to yield, slow down, and stop. You pull on one rein, feel tension in this direction, then you need to yield and go that direction. So the prong collar is a great tool for teaching leash pressure, for teaching yielding, and the concept that I can give you physical spatial directions about what I want you to do. You're pulling too far ahead, I want you to slow down and back up. You're going too far out to the side, I want you to come back in towards me. You're falling too far behind, I'm going to give you some tension forward and I want you to catch up. That is far from his problem. So anyway, just wanted to give you the quick intro. Meet Mr. Tebow. Stay tuned. Hey guys, Paige with Canine Companions. And look who I'm out with, Mr. Tebow. And I am not being dragged around and having to run to keep up with this guy. This is our first walk. We just walked a short little ways. My house is on the other side of that hedge, past the pine trees, past the hedge. So, not very far. Look at him sitting. I introduced the tool this morning. I showed you that process. Now this evening, we're going for a walk. This is our very first walk, and it's like night and day. It is so much better. You know, we introduced the prong collar. That took maybe, I don't know, 5 or 7 minutes. Took him back inside. Let him hang out in the crate for a little bit. Went outside to potty, I think twice since then. And I just got him out of the crate and we're going for another walk. Look at there. Look at there. I'm not being dragged around. With me? Good boy, with me. Now let's see him walk. Oh man, prong collars get such a bad rap. But you tell me what's safer for me and safer for him. What I showed on his intro video, Meet Tebow, if you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. That's what it was like when he was dropped off yesterday. Just dragging his owner up the sidewalk to my house. I mean, just constant tension on the leash, constant gagging, just pull, pull, pull. That is the sort of thing that physical therapists deal with a lot on the owner end of things. People get dragged to the concrete, they get scratched up, they get, worst case scenario, bloody knees and elbows. I mean, least case scenario, bloody knees and elbows and that sort of thing from a fall and a few bruises. But some of the worst case scenarios, I've had numerous clients hurt their elbow, have to have surgery on their shoulder from their dog pulling them around. All they want to do is walk their dog. That's it. Have a nice, pleasant, enjoyable walk for both. No one wants to be drug around by a dog like you're going sledding down the concrete, sledding into the ditch, right? First walk. Took a few minutes to introduce a tool. And now we have this. Same thing with Benji yesterday. I didn't film his intro. I don't often film the actual drop-off. I wish I had. But, you know, he was not very happy about meeting me. So, I mean, of course he warmed up, but his first reaction was just, I'm going to lunge and snap at you. Same day, I'm walking him like I'm walking Tebow. I posted that video yesterday. He was just giving me a nice little heel by the side. Same day. And people talk ugly. Talk so ugly about a prong collar. It is not the tool that you should be upset about. Any tool can be used inappropriately. Any tool. So, a hammer can be used inappropriately, right? So, introduced in the proper way, used with supervision, it can save your relationship with your dog. It can give you a nice walk. It can give you what you envision when you get a dog. I want to take my dog with me places, and I want to take him for walks, and I want him to be my companion. All those natural things that you want when you get a dog. No one signs up and says, I want to go skiing down the concrete face first. No, right? Yeah. No one says I want to have shoulder surgery. Let's go get a dog. Right? Alright guys, I got on a little soapbox. I'm just so happy with this guy. Right? Just so pleased. This way. Good boy. Yeah, we gotta tighten some things up. That's okay. That's okay. Just happy with Mr. Tebow and Benji. Catching on super quick. Thanks, guys.